Stakeholders at a convergence on socio-ecological issues have urged the federal government to declare a state of environmental emergency, warning of severe consequences if action is delayed. Citing Ayetoro in Ondo State, where over 600 homes have been submerged and 200 billion naira lost to ocean surges, they stress the urgent need for intervention. And Arise News correspondent Friday Oloko filed in this report.
Although climate change and environmental degradation have featured prominently in national conversations, stakeholders at this gathering believe successive governments have failed to prioritize the crisis, often sacrificing meaningful action on the altar of politics. At the Nigeria Socio-Ecological Alternatives Convergence, with the theme Policy Frameworks for Addressing Socio-Economic Challenges in Nigeria, organized by Health of Mother Earth Foundation, Environmental Rights Action, Friends of the Earth Nigeria, Social Action and other civil society organizations, participants warned that Nigeria stands at the front line of escalating social and ecological threats. The traditional ruler of Ayetoro, Oba Oluwambe Olagbonwumi, says his community is facing severe sea incursion with over 80% of its buildings and infrastructure already submerged.
Over 600 buildings have been washed away. They no longer exist. Have been washed away by the ocean surge. The sea will rise 6 feet above the normal level on certain particular time of the month, April, February, September. That is when we have the worst disasters.
Professor Emmanuel Oladipo, a climatologist, emphasized the urgency of sustained climate conversations, warning the issue will persist as long as humanity exists.
The climate has been changing in the past, is changing now, and will continue to change. So the discourse on climate change will continue forever.
The executive director of the foundation, Nimo Basi, and public affairs analyst Jaye Gaskia calls for immediate national intervention, describing the situation as both a climate crisis and a humanitarian emergency.
Every single moment that passes, the crisis gets more complicated. And so we're sounding the alarm. This is a time for environmental emergency across Nigeria. Across Nigeria. There's no part of this nation that's exempted because the crisis is so much. It's like raw wounds that are not being attended to.
Natural resource governance is about governance. And you cannot have effective natural resource governance without having effective community governance. We no longer have community governance.
With new environmental threats emerging and global mitigation efforts still struggling to make meaningful impact, the call for a national declaration of environmental emergency is seen by many as no longer optional, but necessary to prevent an impending catastrophe.